meeting is being held in accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act, NJSA 10:4-6, et sec, notice of which was sent to the record in the Star Ledger and was posted on the municipal bulletin board. On page 2 minute here. Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Keeling Geddes.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus is absent. Okay.
Okay, would everybody please rise for the flag salute? Got it now. Here we go. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, before we move on to the approval of the minutes, we're going to have a proclamation for one of our city councilmen, our finest, Mr. Dave Sims. Dave, would you like to stand or sit, or whatever makes it easiest? In recognition, Councilman Sims was honored last month by the NAACP. He received the Julian Bond Community Award, and we here in Hackensack would also like to recognize the wonderful things that Councilman Sims has done over the many years for our city. So, proclamation from the officer of the mayor and the deputy mayor of the city of Hackensack. Whereas, David Sims is a lifelong resident of Hackensack, New Jersey, with over 26 years of dedicated service to his community through sports and city politics. And whereas in May of 2013, David Sims was elected as a councilman for the city of Hackensack and was appointed as the first African-American police commissioner. Councilman Sims also currently serves as board liaison for the Recreation Board, Sanitation Department, and the Department of Public Works. And whereas David Sims himself was involved in sports growing up in Hackensack, he took a special interest in young people and basketball. He started the Hackensack Junior Basketball Summer League program in 1995, which has since become a very big success, leading to the creation of the All-Star Basketball program, also a thriving program for the youth of Hackensack. And whereas David Sims' greatest reward is seeing the kids he mentors through the basketball program graduate Hackensack High School and go on to college, a key to their future success. His mission is to give the youth carrots of hope and roadmaps to strive for success along with serving his community. Now, therefore, I, Kathy Canestrino, Deputy Mayor of the City of Hackensack, along with the mayor and the members of the City Council, do hereby honor Councilman David Sims for his inspirational accomplishments and his community involvement, seen through his passion for the youth and the love of the community. Congratulations, Dave. Let's take your word for it.
For a picture for us. The four of you together. Thank you. Ready? Smile. One more. Look this way, please. Look this way. Thank you.
Congratulations, David. Then you're gonna move to
Okay. Nice to have nice things to celebrate. Thanks again, Dave, for all those years of continued service. All right, next on to the approval of the minutes. We have the minutes from the special meeting on October 25th and the committee of the whole and the regular meeting for November 1st.
And just so you know, Councilman Sims, you were absent for both those meetings. So we
Okay.
just need a motion.
So can I have a motion to approve?
offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims was abstaining. Councilmember Geddes.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus is absent.
Okay, next, Ted, we're on to you, city manager's report.
Yes, good evening, Deputy Mayor and Mayor Council. I'm City Manager report for November 22nd, 2016 is I'm trying to resolve residents' conditions on Poplar Street. We have replaced 141 feet of a damaged or collapsed sewer line that has fatigued. That was the first step that had to be fixed, and then we fixed 2 catch basins. So now the next component that needs to be addressed is the repaving of the street, mill and repave. There is funding that was put in place prior to my service for partial of the road, but not the section that we need to refix. So I asked Wayne, our project manager, to look and see if there were the funds available and also the time to do this. They reached out to the contractor. The contractor will hold his price, but regrettably, we pay a premium for concrete that has winter mix put in it, and also they won't guarantee that the curing time for the curbs and the concrete work that has to be done was done. So regrettably, I also spoke to our CFO. The finances to pave this part of the street is about $150,000, has not been identified in the budget. So unfortunately, I don't feel that we're going to be able to get this street paved at this point. But as we go into the funding for 2017 municipal budget, this will be a top priority to have this done and completed in the spring of 2017. We had a resident from Marvin Avenue who complained about the streetlight being out and people hanging out at the end of the dead end down there, and also that little pilot park that's there for children to use. I went and met with the resident. He requested cameras, and I explained that cameras weren't something that would be our first level of service or implementation. Obviously, we need to give our police department a chance to do this. So I reached out to Captain Aquilo, who made this an assignment for the postcard that covers that section, 2 times a shift. Obviously, they've made some headway there, and the problem seems to be mitigated, and the resident called me to thank me on the city's behalf for the efforts that the police department is doing, and I think they are performing the service that they should. We had a resident who complained about the lights in the back of the municipal parking lot out here by the rec center, especially for programs that happen at night, to include Zumba and other classes. So we've already had our DPW electrician come over, and we're looking at making additional lighting for that back parking lot, and also some parking illumination in the lot next to us. We've had several tax complaints, people that don't like the new fourth quarter tax. A lot of residents said that they weren't aware of it. Just for the record, this document was signed by me on October 1st, like that, November 1st, and was sent out to all the residents. I don't know whether they don't received it or they didn't have a proper address, but I have explained to the residents that I have spoken to that have come to the city manager's office that we will make all attempts to make sure that residents are aware, because we obviously don't want them to incur a late fee. We're just trying to make sure that the city is properly funded so we can pay our bills and function. So I'll follow up with those residents. This circular went out to the residents. I don't know really candidly how much more we can do, but we'll work through the process. I have another resident that complained about stormwater flooding, which was flooding his property. There's a line that apparently that the city owns that was blocked that we're going to clean and put a cap on, and the Fletcher Kramer Company is going to resolve that conflict. We had some issues with the streets that were milled and paved. I believe that we now have all the crosswalks that we can repaint and that have been repaved are now in place. Some of the crosswalks show that there's only 3-sided. The reason why there's 3-sided is because of the new code for ADA, they have to have drop curbs. So if there's not a drop curb there, they can't paint all 4 sides of the intersection, but we certainly will address that. We had an issue and a complaint of the indoor air quality at our police department. DEP came up and did an inspection. We went through it. We were required to adopt a clean air quality program, which through the efforts of the health department, Jesse, our construction department, Ernie, we sat down and put this proposal together. It's been approved, and we're good to go. So now we have this program and basically procedure to follow going forward to make sure that the air quality is safe for all of our employees. Just for the record, the air was tested in the police station and it was fine. October 29th was the cleanup day, was a success. 60 bags were cleaned up. These were all done by volunteers. It's a great program. Unfortunately, I have not witnessed this personally, but from all accounts and everybody that I've spoken to says that the residents and the volunteer groups that come out have done a superior job. The snow committee meeting is now scheduled for November 29th at 5 p.m. We're inviting the public to come and offer their suggestions or recommendations or input. It'll be up here depending on the room, we may be in the back office. If it gets, we have a large turnout, we could obviously hold it here in council chambers. The cultural diversity meeting has been scheduled for December 7th at 5:30. All clergy has been advised and the public is welcome to attend. We're trying to move through the process and come to a better understanding on the relationship that we have with the community and our police department and our emergency services. The Hackensack tree lighting is scheduled for December 5th, 5:30 p.m. on the green. There's a flyer and a website. Obviously, we're going to work on enhancing the flyer and our notification to the residents. But this will provide hot chocolate and
Coffee, cookies.
coffee and
cookies.
condiments for the residents and the adults that come to attend. I've never been present for one. Obviously, this will be my first, but I've been told that they have the trolley. It's a very well attended, and people seem to really enjoy it. And hopefully, we'll have good weather, and all will be enjoyed. They also have the Elephant and Piggies. We are in a play, holiday musical play at 39 Broadway, running December 2nd to the 4th, and the 9th through the 10th. Details are on the website, or you can call the Cultural Arts Center at 201-820-3007. The characters will also be making an appearance at the Hackensack School to encourage children to learn how to read. For the record, the Hackensack Fire Department donated 100 turkeys with the fixings to the Center for Food Action in Hackensack. This was distributed over 200 Thanksgiving dinners. For those that aren't aware, last week was the League of Municipalities, where several of the staff and the council members attended. These league conferences are basically providing updated information for employees and elected officials who also can get their CEUs for their credits to maintain their licenses or certifications. I personally attended the civil service update and the ethics, and obviously we got some other city business while we're in process there. But it's well attended, and it also gives elected officials and staff the ability to look at the latest and greatest of equipment. You name something that you wanted to know about, the league conference and therefore certainly seems to have everything from flashlights to fly swatters to anything that you would ever consider or deal as necessary. The city of Hackensack is proud to announce that the DPW contract has now been settled with our DPW employees. It was ratified. 90% of the DPW employees, 88% of them approved it. I think it's a great communications and building of understanding between the employees and the city. A lot of people put some hard work in to make that happen, but it was finally resolved and approved. We have some language issues, but in either case, they've approved it. Hopefully tonight, the mayor and council will approve the approval of the agreement, and we'll get some language issues sorted out with our labor attorney and the union, and we're done. And hopefully, things will progress and will go smoothly, because obviously that agreement has been out since 2014. And that is the city manager's report. Thank you, and everybody have a good Thanksgiving.
Thank you so much, Ted. Okay, so on to our first resolution of the night, Resolution 43116. This is for final adoption of Ordinance 40-2016 that we had the open public hearing on at the last meeting, and we tabled it. So right now, I would need a motion to remove this from the table.
Offer.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Keeling Geddes.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus is absent. Okay, so Resolution 431-16 is a resolution for the final adoption of ordinance number 40-2016, a refunding bond ordinance authorizing the issuance of not to exceed $3 million aggregate principal amount of refunding bonds and/or refunding notes by the city of Hackensack in the county of Bergen, state of New Jersey, for the purpose of funding an emergency appropriation for court-ordered payment obligations to be paid by the city and appropriating the proceeds of such refunding bonds to such purpose. This ordinance has been advertised pursuant to law, and a public hearing was held on November 1st, 2016. So now we need a motion to adopt.
Offer.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Keeling Geddes.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus is absent. Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Hackensack County of Bergen and State of New Jersey that ordinance number 40-2016 has passed its second and final reading and is hereby adopted.
Resolution 43216.
This is a resolution for final adoption of ordinance number 41-2016, an ordinance amending Part 2 entitled General Legislation, Chapter 170 entitled Vehicles and Traffic of the City of Hackensack Municipal Code to amend Section 49.2 entitled Parking for the Handicapped. This ordinance has been advertised pursuant to law and now calls for a public hearing.
May I have a motion to open to the public?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Keeling Geddes.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus is absent.
At this time, if anyone wishes to speak from the public, you may speak on this ordinance and this ordinance only, and you would have, please give your name and address to the clerk. Seeing none, may I have a motion to close to the public?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Keeling Geddes.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus is absent.
May I now have a motion to adopt this ordinance?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Keeling Geddes.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus is absent. Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Hackensack County of Bergen and State of New Jersey that ordinance number 41-2016 has passed its second and final reading and is hereby adopted.
Resolution 43316.
This is a resolution authorizing tax refunds.
May I have a motion to adopt?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Keeling Geddes.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus is absent.
Resolution 43416.
This is a resolution for the transfer of 2016 budget appropriations.
May I have a motion to adopt?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Keeling Geddes.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus is absent.
Resolution 43516.
This is a resolution authorizing the tax appeal attorney to settle the cases on the attached list dated November 22nd, 2016, that were scheduled for trial or settlement.
May I have a motion to adopt?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Keeling Geddes.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus is absent.
Resolution 43616.
This is a resolution of the City Council of the City of Hackensack authorizing the settlement of litigation entitled Nicole Hatton versus Hackensack et al., Superior Court of New Jersey, Bergen County, Law Division, docket number BERL 1881-14.
May I have a motion to adopt?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Keeling Geddes.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus is absent.
Resolution 43716.
This is a resolution approving the memorandum of understanding between the City of Hackensack and the UPSEU, United Public Service Employees Union.
Motion to adopt?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Keeling Geddes.
Aye.
And Mayor LaBrus is absent.
Resolution 43816.
This is a resolution authorizing the payment of bills.
Motion to adopt?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Keeling Geddes.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus is absent.
Right, before we move into the consent agenda items, I would like to remove Resolution 45416 to have it voted on separately. Anyone else have any they would like pulled from the consent agenda? Seeing none?
Okay. The following items are considered to be routine in nature and will be enacted in one motion. Any items requiring expenditure are supported by certification of availability of funds. Any item requiring discussion will be removed from the consent agenda, and the consent agenda items will be reflected in full in the minutes, including any exceptions and/or additions. The consent agenda consists of Resolution 439-16 through 453-16. 439-16 is a resolution authorizing raffle licenses. 440-16 is a resolution authorizing the reappointment of the Class 1 special officers. 441-16 is a resolution authorizing the rescinding of liquor license renewal for license number 0223-33055-008. Resolution 442-16 is a resolution authorizing the tax collector to convert property cleanup to property liens. Resolution 443-16 is a resolution authorizing recreation refunds. 444-16, a resolution agreeing with the installation of anti-suicide fencing along the walkways of the George Washington Bridge. Resolution 445-16, a resolution authorizing professional service agreement for bond counsel. 446-16, a resolution authorizing professional service agreement for public defender. 447-16 is a resolution authorizing professional service agreement for redevelopment counsel. Resolution 448 is a resolution authorizing professional service agreement for special litigation counsel. Resolution 449-16 is a resolution authorizing professional service agreement for labor attorney. Resolution 450-16 is a resolution authorizing professional service agreement for a public defender. Resolution 451-2016 is a resolution authorizing award of contract to Boswell Engineering for Johnson Park for the Pistol Range. 452-16 is a resolution authorizing exemption for Planned Parenthood of Bergen County for the 2016 tax year. Resolution 453-16 is a resolution authorizing zoning board appointment. We need a motion.
May I have a motion to adopt?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Keeling Geddes.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus is absent. Now, the last one, the one that you pulled is Resolution 454-16, which is a resolution qualifying the city attorney and authorizing the mayor and city manager to execute the contract. The resolution that you all have out there had no name in it, and the resolution will now have Cleary, Giacobbe, Alafieri, Jacobs LLC for the city attorney.
May I have a motion to adopt?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Keeling Geddes.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus is absent.
Okay. Thank you, Debbie. At this time, I'd like to have a motion to open to the public, please.
Offer.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Keeling Geddes.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus is absent.
Right, at this time, anyone who would like to speak, please come up to the podium, give your name and address to the clerk, and you will have up to 5 minutes.
Good evening, Carolyn Davis.
Good evening, Carol.
Want to thank the council and everyone who worked on getting the contract settled for the sanitation workers. I'm quite sure that Thanksgiving coming up, they are very grateful this is finally settled. So thank you. I have a question. I know this is already voted on. Resolution 444-16, agreeing with the installation of anti-suicide fencing along the walkways of the George Washington Bridge. Is every county involved in this, has to pay, I assume that's what that is.
We were reached out and contacted by another municipality asking us to show support for them. I don't know how far, we were just asked if we would offer our support, and we have. I don't
Is
know,
that a financial,
No.
no. No, there's
We
no-
talked about this at the committee of the whole meeting. No, this is just in support of, I mean, recently, unfortunately, we've heard of some
right.
recurring suicide attempts, and, you know, horrible at holiday time, but it seems like that's when you hear about these things. And anything we can do to help be a detractor from these, making it less attractive to folks, I think is a worthwhile endeavor for the city.
Can I just interject for a second?
Sure.
The resolution, actually, the original resolution came to my office from the Bergen County Clerks Association. And then Fort Lee sent one, and then Bergenfield has sent one, Tenafly has sent one. So they're coming in solely from all of
Just
the
to be
county.
supportive.
Yeah, just for support of it.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
You too, thank you.
I'm Rich Serbo, Hackensack, New Jersey. You know, I hate to repeat myself, but the buses on Spring Valley Avenue are just, could someone sit in a car there and have lunch one day just to see what they're like, okay? It is outrageous. It's a residential neighborhood. The road was posted many, many years ago. The posted sign is still up about vehicles over so many tons not being on that road. Now, years ago, there were no buses on that road, you know. If there was, it was, maybe there was one or something. Now, it's like, I'm telling you, it's like the turnpike. And they're going faster and faster because no one polices the road. Like I said, the tonnage of those things. Shake the homes. They actually will shake your front window as they go by and change, if you have a radio on, they're shaking the home so much that the station will slip a little and go to the next, go out of whack on a radio station. Now, come on, it's really something how close that road is to the homes.
Has there been a change in the schedule? I mean, I've lived in town for over 40 years, and I always remember buses being on Spring Valley. Have they added some new, wait one second, have they added
Yes, there's
some?
more. I mean, if it's not, I'm dreaming. Okay, but even if it hasn't, it's now sort of unacceptable.
Well, speeding, you know, Ted, please, you know, have,
Okay. Plus, it's not only the buses. There's heavy vehicles on that road, big trailer trucks, everything, and that road is posted. It was posted way back when too. So if you want to say the buses were going way back when, great. But that sign, and look at it as you come to the top of Spring Valley on Summit, there's a sign right there about the vehicles over a certain tonnage should not be on that road. Now, so it's not just the buses either. There are heavy equipment, trailer trucks, trailers carrying cars. I swear to God, it's unbelievable. It's incredible.
Isn't that a county road? Maybe you want to take it up with the county?
Oh, so I'm supposed to take it up with the county, and no one here has any liaison with the county or. I'm on my own. You know, Teddy Roosevelt said, "We are the government." Okay, you and I are the government. So we're the government too. So can't we work together? I mean,
Listen,
it's a Hackensack. It's a Hackensack neighborhood. It's, as a matter of fact, it's the neighborhood that turns out the biggest vote. Okay,
Richard.
so
I mentioned already with city manager about that problem, about the big trucks.
I've been writing to them for years. Okay, to the.
He's looking into about the tonnage because I saw the
Jersey Transit.
Yeah.
They did actually write back to me, but there's nothing that's been
They don't
done.
do anything,
It's
yeah.
just awful. It is. And I just wanted to bring that up. Now, just a couple other things. You know, I don't want to, you know, keep this all in the family, because I never bring up my dad. Never, ever, ever. Never did, never will, because, you know, I happen to be his son. It doesn't have anything to do with me being here or what I say. But for years now, I asked Mr. Trost, I forget who else I mentioned it to. You know, my dad served 8 years as the mayor, but that wasn't the only place he served. He served in every capacity in this city, and all I asked for was some kind of remembrance with no fanfare, no nothing, no ceremony, no nothing. Just some kind of remembrance for my dad, like a ball field or some something, a little monument with his name on it. I don't care. I'll pay for it if you can't find the funds to do it. But I asked Mr. Trost, and he said, yeah, okay, I'll look into it, because I have to present it to the council somehow. That's the procedure, I guess. And he never did it. And so I'm just asking now to, like I said, I never mentioned him, but I just would like some little remembrance in town of Fred Serbo, Mayor Fred Serbo, for not only that, but I mean, he put in so much time in this city for everything, and my mom worked for the city also. So this is the first time I'm bringing them up, and I would just like a little recognition, and please figure out something where it doesn't have to be anything. It could be just a little remembrance somewhere. We keep it quiet. We're not looking for any kind of hoopla or anything. So that's my song for the night, and
Maybe perhaps you can make some suggestion of something that would be appropriate.
well, sure.
And make it to the city manager. I think your time is up,
You
but maybe that would be.
folks knew him. I mean, everyone knew him.
Of course,
So he
yes.
was a baseball. That was his big love. Okay, so I thought just a ball field or something, anything like that.
We look into.
Would be well,
We'll look
welcome.
into it,
Thank
Rich.
you.
Thank you. Have a nice Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
Or do you, wait, Ted has something for
I
you.
just have a
Rich,
moment.
before you leave.
I just wanted to respond to your comment about Spring Valley and the speeders.
Yeah.
When this first came up, I reached out to the Hackensack Police Department, spoke to the command staff that's in charge of the traffic bureau, identified the traffic officers that work,
Right.
sent them for some time. When I have a moment, I will certainly make an appointment with the police department and go over to that intersection and that road myself and view this. Candidly, I have not had the time to do that. But as Councilman Sims points out, if this is a county roadway, just for the record, I will write a letter to the county asking for their assistance. But I think Councilman Sims and the rest of us feel the frustration that we do all that we can to make this better, but unfortunately, the people that violate the law, we don't really have any control over except for the enforcement component. And I can tell you from personal experience as a police officer, we've had people call up and say there were speeders on Fawn Ridge Drive. And we would go over there and we would sit there for hours and nobody come over. So I'm not saying, and your comments are certainly valid, but unfortunately, squeaky oil gets the grease, and obviously if this produces, we seem to get much more comments and more enforcement from it. But I will go back to the police department, our police department, but if it's a county road, obviously the county police department has some skin in the game there also, and we'll see what we can come up with. But it's not from a lack of trying, that's my comment.
It's just
I-
more and more every year. It's the traffic, the trucks, the buses, everything. And every other parallel street has nothing on it, you know, I mean.
I don't want to belabor it, but I just didn't want you to think that we're not paying attention to this and blowing this off.
Thank you very
And I will keep trying, and I will report back to the mayor and council.
much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Evening, Chris Coley, City of Hackensack. I had a couple things. One that I had to go down to the rec center a couple of weeks ago to get a permit. And that day, they were also going to have the senior citizens luncheon. The parking lot was packed. I asked Pat Ruggiero, I said, where did you hide the seniors? She goes, they're not here yet. My question was, when will that parking lot be available? You're gonna build a new senior citizen station that I think is terrific, in a gym, because the other one is overused. Where are they now going to park if the parking lot is already packed? And I believe the senior citizen use will be daytime. It's packed daytime. And there's people that park there that live there. There's company vehicles down there. That's just my opinion. When I was at Johnson Park for the soccer shoot, I saw a city truck go down to drop tree material at the compost heap down there. I'm told that's gonna be now part of the new dome. My question is, where will that now go? Because there's no room at the DPW, so therefore it's gonna have to be put into another park. I'm wondering what the plans are for that one, and how will that be dealt with in the future? The other one was Carver Park. They want to resurface the tennis courts, which I think is fine. Why wasn't that included in the bid and the money we got to do the Splish Splash Park at the same time? Why now do we have to go and get more money? It should have been allocated from the get-go. And of course, the last one is the Cultural Center. We bought it, we just kicked in another 2 million. You're trying to say that when we budgeted for that building, we didn't know it was gonna need seats for 52,000?
That was, Chris, that was included, that's not an additional 52,000. That was just advertising the award was going to.
The way
And no,
I read here was,
I heard that from someone else. That is not an additional 52,000, Chris.
and everybody, have a
Right,
happy
Deb.
Thanksgiving.
That's right.
Ted, would you like to answer some of these, or?
Oh, I just have one more thing. In regards to Spring Valley. Spring Valley was built before Paramus had any of its malls. That was just a road. Hackensack at the time had trolleys, because whenever I was around, they dug up the roads, I found the old trolley tracks. They went to buses, they built the malls. The main way to get to the mall from this part of Bergen County is Spring Valley. The malls also, the back way for any of the highways is Spring Valley. That's why the trucks are there now. I don't know how to solve that. That was a problem when I worked here, and like you're gonna find, I don't know how you're gonna solve it. That's a good problem. So why say it? I'm just letting you know.
Do you I mean, I could talk to some of this.
I don't know what you can expect them to do.
Yeah, I think, I also attended the senior Thanksgiving luncheon, and it was really a lovely affair. And I noticed, and I don't know, I noticed when I first arrived too, there was an awful lot of parking, and it seemed to me what I saw, what seems to be going on is when parents are coming to pick their children up from school across the street, they're parking in that lot for a very short period of time, but it is, I don't know if we've agreed to.
The teachers use that lot also.
But,
don't
yeah,
they?
but on top of that,
On top.
there was a lot of parents, because I said, oh my goodness, I'm not gonna get a spot, and all of a sudden, like 10 cars were leaving, and I realized what they were doing is they were parking there to go get their children from school and leave. So, I think that was, for a very short window, that was definitely an issue over there. Johnson Park, the compost heap, do you know where they're planning on moving
They
that
don't
to?
have a place yet, but the city manager and Jesse, they are working on it to see where they're gonna move it.
I mean, for a park, when you drive back there, it looks horrible. I mean, we have a lovely park, we have a lot to offer, and then, you just see stuff being dumped. I really don't think the park is the appropriate place for some of that either. Hopefully, we'll come up with a good suggestion, Chris, to move that somewhere. Carver Park tennis resurfacing, I believe that's part of a grant. So
Acres.
that was grant money that we went out and received. So it wasn't part of the splash park. This was separate monies that were out there that we were able to secure to do some improvements to our park. So that's what that was. And
It wasn't written that way. It seemed like
That's right.
for an additional funding.
I believe I think it said that there was grant money available.
75,000, and
yeah.
we're gonna get half a grant.
Because we talked about it, but if it wasn't clear, I hope I'm clearing it up for you now. And I think with the Cultural Arts Center, all we did was explain and advertise who won the award for the seats. That was not an additional purchase. I don't know, Ted, if you had anything to add, or, okay.
Currently, no. Deputy Mayor Canestrino is absolutely correct. I hate to keep saying this, but December 1st will be my first 60 days. So I'm trying to figure all of this out. But the issues of a salt dome, composting, where we're going to move these, as we fix one item, we seem to then try to transfer that to another location and figure this out. So my whole thought is that we're going to sit down and try to identify and come up with a plan. And that plan will be full and encompassing, because you don't want to keep robbing Peter to pay Paul, and we just run over here and fix this, and then we run back and try to go back and fix that. The logic of that probably isn't well received and doesn't serve us well. So we're trying to get to this point. But unfortunately, when you run a city, the day-to-day operation sometimes kind of clouds your ability to have time for all this, so it takes time to sort this out. But we are trying to pick up the pace, make sure that we're addressing the needs of the community and the residents. Obviously, getting this DPW contract off my plate and get these men that work for the DPW in a better place and understanding and respected and appreciated for their efforts, I think is positive. That's one less thing that I have to do, because that was outstanding. So we're just going to continue to move forward, and we're going to get there, because we're going to work together to solve these problems. That's why we're getting input for the dog park. That's why we're trying to make this more of getting input from the community, so we make sure not everybody's going to be happy about it. Not everybody's going to agree with the choices, but at the end of the day, we're all collectively just trying to make it better. How we get there obviously may differ of one person to another, but that's the plan. Thank you.
Thank you, Ted. Anyone else? All right, seeing none, may I have a motion to close?
Offer?
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Keeling Geddes.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus is absent.
All right. Comments from the council? Mr. Battaglia?
Well, I've been in touch with the city manager, and everything is running better than before. The lift pickups, I see the trucks going all over the city, and they are cleaning the cash basins, and that is looking good. And the city is trimming the trees and the way to prevent problem with the power lines. And I think we got another company, Lewis, that is doing the same type of job for PS&G. So together, they are improving the situation. And one of the complaints from residents was about the traffic around the school systems. And then the city manager already sent police officers special between 2:40 and 3 o'clock, and that is working much better. That prevents the double parking and put in danger the kids. And you have already addressed the problem with Poplar, and that's it for now. And I wish everybody to have a happy Thanksgiving. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Lee. Dave?
I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Hackensack Junior Basketball wants to donate 2 turkeys, and the first turkey we want to deliver to is a fine gentleman who always speaks highly of our basketball program, Mr. Chris Coley. Here you go. We got a turkey for you.
Want to come get it? Come on.
We donate that.
That's fine. You come get
You
it.
donate
And you donate it. But you talk highly of us, and here you go. Thank you for keeping us on our toes, and happy Thanksgiving. And
Now, if you get this stuff and you need some help eating it,
and the second one we want to give it to is Debbie Carlson, who does such a great job. Donate the turkey.
Okay.
Enjoy. Happy Thanksgiving.
fruit basket, how amazing.
This isn't the one that I found under your chair, right? And didn't know what it was?
I would like to thank you all for supporting my family as my dad transitions from this life to the next. Your positive thoughts, prayers, cards, statements, phone calls were very comforting shield in a very difficult time in our lives. Thank you all for being there in my family's time of need. God bless you all. The senior citizens, we're having a bus trip to Huntington Hills Playhouse in Hampton, New Jersey for a beautiful holiday show with music and a live band. The bus is going to leave Monday, December 19th at 9:45 from the rec center and will be back here at 4:30. Tickets are $20. There are 8 tickets left and you will be provided with a 3-course full meal and a show. Hackensack Youth Basketball, Mr. Coley. Registration will be extended. We will continue taking children as long as we have room on teams from age 5 to 14. All teams are co-ed. The price is $75. The first game will be played December 16th and it will run through March 24th. Last, our children's holiday play. It will be held on Saturday, December the 10th from 10 to 12 noon at the rec center. We will have a puppet show for the children, like refreshments, and a visit from good old St. Nick, open to children ages preschool to 6th grade. We also ask if you would bring a non-perishable food item for a donation. 2 weeks ago, I received the Julian Bonds Community Service Award from the NAACP. My dad wasn't here to see me receive such a prestige award. Rest in peace, Pop. God bless. Thank you. You all get home safe.
Mr. Sims, Hackensack Elks is having a hoop shoot. And we were hoping that you could also notify your children of this event that's coming up in December.
December what?
I think it's December 12th, it's a Sunday.
You have a flyer?
I believe the flyer is being sent out to the schools, and I'm hoping one's gonna be sent to you people. If not, I will personally take care of that, so you will know.
If it's a Sunday, it would be December 11th.
That's the 11th.
You know the times?
9 to 3.
All ages?
No, up to 13, I think it is.
Yeah, there's a cut.
Yeah, my grandson went almost to what, semifinals?
Scouts pancake. I think that, isn't that the
3
Boy
years ago.
Scouts pancake breakfast also?
That we do later on.
Oh,
For the hoop shoot and the soccer shoot children, we have a pancake breakfast at the lodge.
okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
10.
For all you dog lovers, please be on the lookout for an advertisement for a meeting concerning getting dog park, or maybe dog parks in Hackensack. I believe we're shooting for December 13th for the meeting. And we'd like anyone who would be interested in participating in helping to form the dog parks in Hackensack, new dog parks in Hackensack. Buddies of New Jersey invites you to commemorate World AIDS Day, which is Thursday, December 1st, and it will be at Christ Church from 6:30 to 8 p.m. That's on State Street here. And after the ceremony, there'll be a free chicken and rice meal, which will be provided by Walgreens. And they'd like for you to RSVP to Ray, R-A-Y, at njbuddies.org. So I think I'm going to try to make that. What else we have? I want to thank our city manager and Mr. Weiss and whoever else was instrumental in getting that DPW contract signed and worked out. I believe you said it was 88% of the workers who approved.
That's correct.
I think that's very commendable, and I hope they're pleased with the contract.
Me too.
Mr. Coley, I agree with you, the wording about the seats at the cultural arts, it was a little confusing. It did sound like it was an additional $52,000, but from what I understand is that the contractor had to subcontract out for the seats, and when it's over $40,000, we have to vote on it. So it was 52, so, but that money is, like our deputy mayor said, that money is already in there. And the last thing, I'm looking forward to getting a report regarding the COA fund, so we can decide, how fast we can put that money to good use for our homeowners, or, something for affordable housing.
I will start to work with Albert, Jim Magan, and Fran, and we'll get that together, and then we'll have a draft and submit it to the council for your approval and direction, and then we'll move forward.
Great.
But we should have something in place before the first of the year for you folks to review.
Great, thank you very much. And happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Be safe.
Okay, I think I mentioned before, our Thanksgiving dinner for our seniors was a huge success. I mean, we had a packed house, we had a band, we had folks dancing. It was great. Lots of happy faces, catered, and all the food was prepared and served by our high school students, and they did a wonderful job as usual. It was a really, really nice event. And we have the tree lighting to look forward to. Again, a reminder, December 5th on the green at 5:30. That's always a well-attended event as well. Folks come to see Santa and just to see each other and wish each other good holidays. So look forward to seeing many of you there. It was a pleasure to honor Dave here again tonight. His award at the NAACP was very humbling. And we're lucky to have him here, and especially our young folks for all the many, many years of great service. A little bit about what's on the agenda tonight. We approved the $3 million bond tonight that we'd been discussing over the last couple of meetings as part of the settlement with Mr. Ziza. Our city CFO and our city auditor went down to Trenton and got local finance approval for that bond. And again, it's a testimony to the great financial condition the city is in at this point, that things went so smoothly. So we need to again commend the administration here, and certainly our CFO and our auditor have worked diligently to be able to jump through hoops and get this thing done so quickly with an immediate approval. So that was great news for us. DPW contract, yay. I mean, we've been waiting on this for a number of years, and, the men have certainly been waiting on this for a number of years. So wonderful to get it done before holiday time. Next is to move on to our police contract.
Yes.
When Ted came on board, we told him 2 priorities: DPW contract, police contract. And he's been heads down doing those things, and we can see that this has come to fruition. So good job, Ted, and everyone who participated, and let's hope to have good news soon as far as the police contract. Also, we're moving forward with looking at the sanitation trucks. I know that the city is working on getting the specifications drawn up.
Yes, the specs are completed. I just have to sit with the employees that actually work on the trucks to get their input, and then we're prepared to go out to bid. Because of December being the end of the month, the January 1st we'll go out to bid, so we're in the right year and the right contract, and then we'll go out for the bid purposes and move forward.
Being down at the league conference, I was with Leo, so anyone who's walking with Leo is going to be looking at a lot of garbage trucks while you're at the leagues. So we looked at all kinds of garbage trucks. We got all kinds of information. They've got lots of new and innovative things out there, and it was very interesting. Opened up our eyes and gave us some suggestions as well. So I'm sure that we'll move forward and come up with a great plan to also start addressing the needs of the truck replacement that we've talked about many times before. Also kudos to our fire department, who did such a great job in collecting turkeys and other goods and delivered them over to the Center for Food Action over here on, is it First? On First Street. Anyone in need of things for the holiday meal, go over and take a visit. Dave and I were there today, and people were still depositing and bringing things. Wonderful to see such nice giving spirit this time of the year. And I ask all of you to think about something that you're most thankful for. You know, as we approach Thanksgiving, we have so much to be thankful for. We have so much to be thankful for in our city. We sit here sometimes and, you know, we talk about, or the focus is on negative things or problems that we have, but look at how well we've done over the past number of years as a city, how we've grown financially, how Debbie's talking about our cultural arts center. Think about all the programs that Dave just mentioned, just here tonight, things that are coming up in the city. We have so much going on in our city and such a great spirit within our residents. Let's carry that forward through the holiday spirit and be kind to one another. I mean, that's really the best message I think I can give you. And have a wonderful Thanksgiving. See you all next time.
May I say one more thing?
Sure, certainly.
I'd just like to thank Judge Carver and Kate Walsh for your service to the council.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much, and Godspeed.
Thank you, Deb, for reminding me. All right, with that,
Motion to adjourn?
motion to adjourn?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Keeling Geddes.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus is absent.
Thank you, everyone. Have a safe ride home.
Thank you.
Have it.